Thank you for taking the time to attend this session. Thank you, dear panelists, Your Excellency, Your Excellency. Today, we're going to be unraveling the reasons behind Abu Dhabi's magnetic appeal, which seems to be a theme that's prevalent through a lot of the conversations that we're having today, both on stage and off stage. I'd like to just ask the panelists to introduce themselves quickly, please, for the benefit of the audience.
Harab Al Maheri, I'm the Executive Director of Abu Dhabi Residence Office.
Natala Safar Ali, I'm Executive Director at the Registration Authority in ADGM.
Masoud Al-Masoud, Treasurer, Abu Dhabi Chamber.
Good morning. My name is Gavin Rankin. I'm the Chief Investment Officer for ADCB and the SEO of ADCB Asset Management based here in ADGM.
Thank you, gentlemen, and Natala, for being here. Your Excellency, Masoud, if we could, thank you. If we could just start with you, in your opinion, what are the unique aspects of Abu Dhabi's business landscape that make it particularly attractive for family offices and family businesses?
Thank you, Yasmin. First of all, I'd like to say that Abu Dhabi is not just the capital of capital as we know it. Abu Dhabi is the capital of leadership, capital of human capital, and we're blessed to have some of the most progressive, forward-thinking leaderships here, catapulting us towards the 22nd century. And I would like to thank everyone here. It's because of you, Abu Dhabi is what it is. Abu Dhabi is the capital of people, and the leadership trickles down to all our colleagues here in the ecosystem, from the colleagues at ADGM, the DED, and the Chamber of Commerce, and everyone really supporting the Abu Dhabi ecosystem in order to make it an enabler for family businesses to succeed, to thrive. Abu Dhabi is, of course, on the forefront of being, the ideal place for businesses to start. It's a leading global economic player in terms of financial regulations, in terms of setting up. We're sitting in Abu Dhabi Global Markets. You have the option to set up as a free zone company here with common law. So it's a language people understand from all over the world, and also set up amongst leading organizations, leading family offices from all over the world. And I have to say also, it's also about working together. The collaboration we've seen in Abu Dhabi is what makes it. We see today family offices working with all the sovereign wealth funds, working with the big corporations, investing together sometimes, looking and creating new opportunities. So I think going forward, we expect to see a lot more success stories coming from Abu Dhabi.
Yes, thank you. And can you tell us a little bit about the role that the Chamber plays in creating this conducive environment?
Yeah. So the Chamber of Commerce, when I first joined the Chamber of Commerce, I was surprised to find that the enablement of family businesses is actually embedded within the corporate governance structures of the Chamber. So it is the duty of the Chamber of Commerce to support family businesses. We see a lot of working groups looking at the problems that family businesses face, looking at the problems corporates face, and really trying to address them. As chambers, we're advocators. We work with policymakers in order to address any issues that arise with corporations. We also do a lot of studies with consultants to support family businesses. We are a networker, so we bring family business together. We try to create success stories, and we try to create opportunities for those family businesses.
Excellent. And we've also, Your Excellency, we've heard from the livability side of Abu Dhabi. I've heard Rachel speak about being here for 16 years. I've been here for 6 months, and I think it's the same experience, which is the appeal of the family life and the general life in Abu Dhabi. If you could please let us know what the Abu Dhabi Residence Office does to create this environment, this all-inclusive environment that makes it so appealing.
So first of all, Abu Dhabi Residence Office established almost 2 years and a half. And the mandate of Abu Dhabi Residence Office is to attract, to retain, and to engage residents or expats who wants to move to Abu Dhabi. To attract family offices or any segments from residents who wants to be a part of this ecosystem, there are a number of promises we've been promised to them to make Abu Dhabi unique for them. There are a number of support which we've been offering to family offices and investors. And we came up with a number of initiatives, joint initiatives with different entities from Abu Dhabi to make their life easier in Abu Dhabi. Actually attracting family offices or expat to come and to choose Abu Dhabi as a city, we've been promoting all the success stories in Abu Dhabi to convince them that Abu Dhabi is the right destination for them or the right city for them. Also, we've been acting as a one-stop shop for them where family offices or investor can find all his needs or to answer all his questions through the residence office. So we've been very active in the local market and the international market to promote Abu Dhabi lifestyle, because today, if you think of it, yesterday we were talking about investors to come and invest, but today, after establishing the office, the language being changed completely. So today we are saying, come invest and move your family to Abu Dhabi, move your staff. We are helping you to convince your staff to come and work for you here in Abu Dhabi. So this is one thing. The other thing, one of the initiatives which been also working on the talent attraction. Family offices or investors wants to move, when they decide to move to Abu Dhabi, we can help them to write the right talent for them to be a part of their organization. Also, we came up with a different initiatives where we developed a website where can answer any question for expat who wants to move to Abu Dhabi and to be part of this ecosystem. And the last thing which I wanted also to cover here, one of our promises also it's not only attracting you to Abu Dhabi, it's also to engage you with Abu Dhabi ecosystem, to explain to you how system works in Abu Dhabi, with the support, of course, with all Abu Dhabi entities with us. So this is the way how we design the journey of any expat who wants to move to Abu Dhabi. We put it in 3 different touching points: attracting, engaging, and to retain them in Abu Dhabi.
That's fantastic. Thank you. Nutella, lifestyle important. Obviously, creating the financial environment and the security for businesses to operate is important for family offices. If you could just tell us a little bit about the regulatory and legislative framework that ADGM has in place to make it another appealing destination for family offices.
Yeah, happy to. So we have a very unique proposition. In 2013, when the ADGM founding law was enacted, Abu Dhabi made a decision that the legal system in Abu Dhabi Global Market will be based on the English common law, even though the prevailing system in UAE and Middle East is a civil law. Now, this was a very important decision, and we made the decision that the English common law will apply in its entirety, not in its codified form. And the legal system of English law will be applicable here too, which gives us access and interaction with the English common law case law, which is again very, very important. Now, the reason we decided that it has to be an English common law is because majority of the financial centers in the world their legal systems are based on the English common law. Majority of the commercial contracts are also governed by the English common law. And the preeminence of it is that the 4 major successful international financial centers, their legal systems are based on the English common law. So ADGM has its own civil and commercial laws. They're based on the English common law, and this is our very unique proposition, and it's been successful so far very, very much. Now, because we have an English common law, we have a variety of legal entities that anyone can use in order to set up the family office. We have companies, foundations, and we have a trust regime. Now, our companies regulations offer a broad range of companies that you can use, but we have a very, very unique proposition, which is restricted scope company, which is a private company limited by shares, but it's restricted in its scope, and it can be set up for the purpose of setting up a single family office. And so far, we have 32 family offices which are using companies. We also have foundations regime. Foundations was enacted in 2017. Now, foundations is a very interesting type of legal entity, and it acts like a common law trust, but at the same time, it has characteristics of the company. For example, a company has a legal personality. Foundation in ADGM also has legal personality, and it has to be registered by lodging application with the ADGM registration authority. Now, in the foundation, a founder sets up the foundation and places the assets into the foundation. He names the beneficiaries, and he may also appoint a guardian. Now, foundation can be used for many purposes, but primarily for succession planning, wealth preservation, private collection preservation, also public purpose foundations. And our foundation regime was very successful. So far, we have 240 foundations set up in ADGM. We also have a trust regime. Now, trust is a legal relationship that's recognized under English common law statutes, ADGM legislation, and the principles of equity. So we have trust special provisions regulations. You can set up a trust in ADGM. The express trust has to be managed by a trustee, and provision of the trustee services is a regulated activity in ADGM, and it is regulated by Financial Services Regulatory Authority. Now, in a trust, you have a trust settlor who puts the assets of the trust in the control of the trustee, and beneficiaries who are named by the trust settlor are entitled to expect that trustee will manage the trust assets according to their wishes and for their best benefits. So together, companies, foundation, and trust regime offers a comprehensive solutions, legal and regulatory framework for setting up family offices in ADGM.
It's actually very, very comprehensive indeed from what we're seeing in Family Office Association. You've actually touched upon all the main issues that family offices require. And Gavin, banking being a main one, can you tell us a little bit about what Abu Dhabi Commercial Bank offers in terms of specific requirements for family offices?
So thank you, Yasmin. It's a great pleasure to be here today. Over my finance career, I've been lucky enough to work with many global financial institutions, and I've worked extensively with family offices over that period of time. In each one of those roles that I've been in, we always had something interesting to show family offices. We had opportunities to build skyscrapers in Manhattan, Chinese private equity. But the very big and I think the very significant difference that I see in the role that I have at the moment at ADCB is that we're embedded in our clients' day-to-day lives, particularly with family offices. And you heard Michelle speaking in the previous panel. There are generational decisions, and there are generational journeys that take place within family offices. And being embedded within the community, being part of the financial sector, being part of the ecosystem, we have the opportunity to really go on that journey with our clients. And that, I think, gives us a significant advantage against many offshore players. And so, particularly within ADCB, I'd like to highlight the nexus that we have with ADGM, really building on what Nutella just said. ADCB obviously is the third largest bank within the UAE. It's a pillar of the UAE economy. But increasingly, we are seeing a very significant growth in the opportunity that we're able to deliver from our ADGM nexus. And that is because of all of the reasons that Nutella was just speaking about in terms of common law and what it allows us to bring in terms of wealth planning. So if I look at the journey and the relationship that we have with our clients, from a group perspective, if the individuals and the family offices generated their wealth through their commercial and their corporate activities, often ADCB was the banker. So we can take a holistic view as we advise family offices in terms of their wealth. We can look at the corporate side as well as the personal side. If the individuals have significant real estate opportunities and real estate investments, ADCB often was in the local market financing those buildings and that development. And now with the Nexus, we're able to provide significant opportunities in terms of the wealth planning guidance that we can deliver to our clients as well. So I think the big advantage and the opportunity that we have as a local player when it comes to working with family offices is that we know our clients. The trust is there because we've been through the wealth creation, because we've been through the succession challenges that Michelle was talking about previously in the panel. And that trust is really critical when it comes to having an advisory relationship with your clients. If you're an offshore provider, often you are a product provider. When you're a local player, you're part of the family to a large degree. So I think that's the big advantage that we have as an institution, and we're very keen to grow that as we work with family offices here out of ADGM.
Thank you. And do you see any developments in the horizon that would make Abu Dhabi a little bit more of an appealing place for family offices?
So I personally myself have been on the journey that we were hearing about. I made the decision to move to Abu Dhabi 9 months ago, and I have to say it was probably one of the best decisions of my life. And so thank you for welcoming me. I think as I look at the role of ADCB and I look at our private banking and wealth management franchise, we're very honored and we're very lucky to sit here as part of this ecosystem. With it, it brings a great responsibility. We are a pillar of the economy. We are obviously majority owned by Mubadala. We have close relationships with the regulators throughout the UAE. And so we have a certain responsibility in terms of aiding and helping the ecosystem grow. And therefore, as responsible finance partners, we are constantly trying to work with family offices to give them guidance in terms of how they set up. We work with individuals in terms of giving them guidance, in terms of the framework and the opportunities. I think one thing that particularly excites me being in ADGM is the innovation that takes place out of ADGM. And that is throwing up huge opportunities for us as we build our business. The opportunity to have dialogues with fintech partners who are able to deliver solutions to many of the legacy challenges that we face as a business, but challenges that we can actually roll out across our network. ADCB has 1.7 million clients, and the ability to change and impact their day-to-day financial lives through working in this ecosystem is really quite incredible. So I think the innovation that is taking place is something that's particularly exciting, that I think is the biggest development that I'd highlight.
And I'd open up the question to the rest of the panelists if you feel like there's something in the horizon that you would like to share with the audience that would make Abu Dhabi appealing to family offices from your own perspective, voluntarily. Natella, maybe?
I think Abu Dhabi is already a very, very attractive destination for family offices. It is a capital. We have a community of asset managers, fund managers, private capital providers, and we're offering a fantastic lifestyle for families. There are best schools in Abu Dhabi. There are best medical service providers in Abu Dhabi, and the personal security is second to none. I don't think you could replace it with anything.
Thank you, gentlemen and Natella, for your time. Thank you to the audience for your engagement and for being in the panel. And I look forward to the rest of the week.
Thank you.
Thank you, Yasmin.
Thank you.